Welcome back to another Deadlock Patch Notes update. My name is THump, and we finally have it. We finally have added a ranked mode into the game. People have been wanting this for a long time, so it's finally here. We also have a lot of buffs and nerfs that we'll be going through. I'm trying to get through these quickly, give a little bit of my take here and there on things, analyze, see what meta shifts might happen. So first off, let's get into this. We are experimenting with a different approach to ranked during early development. We expect to iterate on it in the future. The focus of this mode will be on concentrating players into specific time windows where they can opt into games where the primary focus is on quality gameplay or game quality. You must have at least 50 games played in order to enter this mode. If you are toxic, which I am completely positive, you cannot have behavior-related restrictions, voice text bans, report misuse, etc. You'll be unable to queue in this mode. The queue will be solo only at the moment and will be open from 1 to 4 p.m. and 7 to 10 p.m. in the respective time zone every day. Each region will have multiple time zones that you can select from to find what best fits your schedule. There's also 11 medals in total, within 6 levels in each, okay? Everyone's medals and levels will be displayed in these ranked games, so you can show it off, and you will only be matched with players with the same medal as you, okay? Every Tuesday at 8 p.m. GMT, so you can translate that into whatever time zone you're watching from. We will run an algorithm that calculates everyone's performance together at the same time based on the games you played, how the opponents you played against ended up faring in subsequent games, and etc. So as such, medals will only be updated once per week to allow for analysis of a wide set of match data together at once for more accurate review of your skill, rather than a fixed numerical addition/subtraction on a per game basis. In order to make sure that there is enough data to cross-reference with other players, you must play at least 7 games in order to be eligible to receive a rank for that week. If at any time you didn't have 7 games played in the previous week, your medal will be marked as undefined until you play enough and earn a new medal for the following day. The rank queue will first open October the 15th, 8 p.m. GMT. The first medals will be granted globally the following Tuesday. Okay, so that is that. There are also going to be a pretty good amount of general changes here. Added Thai and Indonesian localization. They added animations. They fixed Yamato's voice actor. They didn't fix it, sorry. They changed Yamato's voice actor. I apologize. If you would like to look through all of these, feel free. I'll get my girlfriend, who's also my editor, and I love you. Please just put the patch notes in the comments below, and you can just click it and read all these if you want to. I'm just going to go over one. I think this is pretty huge. Added a third casting mode, quick cast, shows range, radius, etc. on key down. So if you have slowing hacks, you can press it once, press your keybind, and it will show the range and radius. And then when you let it go, it will cast it, which I really like, because I need to be able to see the range a lot of times to know that if I'm in range to cast it, because otherwise I'm just sitting there hitting the button and it's not doing anything. Added input buffering for ability usage, so if you cast an ability and then quickly cast another ability during its cast time, the next one will fire instead of the input being dropped. And if you would like to look at all these, this is the last one that I'll go over. Now displaying a unique ID for builds in the description section of the build browser. You can click on it to copy the build ID to the clipboard to share specific builds with friends. So it's pretty cool. All right, now let's get into miscellaneous gameplay. Troopers' attack range versus lane guardians reduced from 13.5 to 12 meters, so they get closer to it. Players now need to be within 19 meters, so you have to be above the ramp in the lane now to attack the lane guardian. Okay, that is a very interesting change. I was hearing people complain about this. Guardians now take 70% less damage from troopers at the start of the game. It's going to be harder to take down towers earlier. This reduces by 10% per minute, max at 30% increased damage at 10 minutes. Okay, Guardian damage versus players is increased as well. You might still be able to dive 20%. But an increase that was definitely needed. Medium camp spawn time changed from 7 minutes to 5 minutes. You can get in the jungle faster. Hard camp spawn time changed from 7 minutes to 8 minutes. These are going to be the hardest ones, the super creeps. So they spawn a little bit later now. Teleporters open time changed. Be able to get around the map more. So we'll be able to rotate, help our teammates that are feeding in lane. Trooper spawn bounty lane in time changed from 10 minutes to 8 minutes. Vaults spawn time interval changed from 10.5 minutes to 8.4. Golden statues and breakable spawn times changed, so they're going to be earlier too. Golden statues bonus upgrade time changed from 15 to 10. Golden statues health buff increased, so this is going to be more valuable to get these. Golden statues now have a tier 3 upgrade at 25 minutes. And there they are right there listed if you would like to read them. Mid-boss now has 15 regen. Mid-boss creep buffs rescaled from 70% to 50, 70, 90 for 1, 2, 3, third mid-boss death. Further deaths don't increase. Mid-boss rejuve respawn rescaled from 50% to 40, 50, 60 for the 1, 2, third mid-boss death. Earn now causes the runner to be revealed on the minimap. This is a cool change. So now you'll be able to run him down, and if you want to make it an objective for your team, this will be good for targeting him and finding him out. It's going to be a little bit harder to run an urn, maybe. Heavy melee against the urn runner now causes them to drop the urn, so you can phantom strike onto them and punch them and steal the urn. Urn delivery now gives each player on your team a golden statue permanent buff. Urn bounty increased by 15%. Urn now falls down from the sky a little bit faster. I like that. It always took so long, it just annoyed me because I have ADHD. Comeback formula weighted a little bit on team versus team net worth calculations and more on strength of the dying hero, regardless of the lead. Percentage of deniable orbs from objectives for Guardian, Walker, Patron Shrines rescaled from this to 35%. Shields no longer reduce damage or get depleted by NPC units, troopers, bosses, etc., but still take damage from player summon units. All heroes' move speed increased by 0.3, but enduring speed was reduced by 0.3. Enduring speed is still going to be good because it gives you the slow reduction, so you're just not perma-slowed when you get hit by certain abilities. Bullets and Spirit Lifesteal now stack diminishingly. Okay, so this is going to be a nerf to healing on characters. Teleporters now grant plus 3 MS for 5 seconds after arriving on the other side. They want to encourage more teleporting. It's going to give you more movement speed so you can use the teleporter and get somewhere with it, quicker. All about making the game faster, speeding it up. More movements, better. Also, Bullet and Spirit Lifesteal now stack. Okay, so this is like Spirit Lifesteal, getting Leech and Furnace, like healing insane amounts. So this is a nerf to healing characters. Updated teleporter locations. Okay, so now it's a lot more simple. Just here, straight across. Here, straight across. Here, straight across. Same here, straight across. But these two teleporters right here, 1 and 5, they now get you behind your walkers. So you can, instead of taking the zip all the way back and then going all the way here, you can take the zip here, hop in, teleport right here, and you can defend your walker. Very easy. Move teleporters to travel between outer walkers, which is what I just told you. Added teleporters in the underground tunnels. Change the underground teleporters to go between the subway and the tunnels. This is just showing you, telling you about this on the map. Widen the stairs from shrine back to player spawn area. Added a ledge to mantle back up to player spawn area from the pit. They don't have images of the pit, though. Added bridge and stair to the upper level, blah, blah, blah. Moved Guardian back slightly further from stairs down the canal, okay. Widen channels surrounding mid-temple, don't care. Garage and nightclub, don't care. Here we go. Now we're into the weapon item changes. Monster rounds, weapon damage versus NPCs reduced, so you're just going to be more difficult to push to the lane faster. It's just going to, less time to kill creeps. Restorative shot, weapon damage reduced from 8% to 7%. I've been said this item is really powerful. Basic magazine ammo increased from 24% to 26%. Melee charge cooldown increased from 10.5 to 16. Abrams. Long range ammo increased from 20% to 25%. Tesla bullets. They want to encourage Tesla bullets uses a little more. Spirit scaling increased from 0.13 to 0.16. Alchemical fire now behaves like other grenades and does not bounce off of walls. Alchemical fire base DPS increased from 45 to 55. Kelvin, in his ult, throw it down on people. Try it. Toxic bullets buildup is now 15% slower. This is going to hurt characters whose natural build paths are going toxic bullets. In Furnace. Okay, so a nerf there. Frenzy, low HP threshold, increased from 40% to 50%. You don't really see people run Frenzy very much, I feel like, so a much needed buff. I don't know if this is enough, though, to get it to be used. Ricochet, range reduced from 14 meters to 11 meters, so nerfs to characters that use Ricochet. Silencer, spirit power increased from 12 to 18. Vampiric burst, added ammo on active increased from 50 to 75%. Abrams, other characters use this too, but... Also, cooldown reduced from 37 seconds to 34. Spiritual Overflow. We got to change. Pay attention. No longer grants 20% fire rate. Spiritual Overflow upon full build-up grants plus 35% fire rate now. And on active, activated Spirit Power increased from 45 to 50. Okay. Healing Right, Regen. These are Vitality items. Regen duration increased from 17 seconds to 19 seconds. Same total heal, just longer time. Extra Regen. Got a buff. Regen increased, ammo increased, I don't know if this was needed. I feel like this is ran a lot already, but hey, I'll just keep running it all the time. Extra stamina recovery increased from 14% to 16%. Extra stamina fire rate reduced, though, from 7 to 6. Extra stamina now gives plus 25 HP. And extra health, the item, weapon damage increased. So a little buff to extra health and extra stamina, although it did get a fire rate reduction. You get your stamina back faster now, and it's going to give you HP as well. All right, remember, enduring speed. We talked about the movement speed earlier. Movement speed bonus reduced from 1.4 to 1.1. All heroes' movement speed, though, has been increased by 0.3. So it's a give and take. Enduring speed, slow resist reduced. Okay, so you are going to be getting slowed 5% more now. Restorative locket, spirit resist increased from 8% to 10%. So pocket, for example, starts with minus 10 spirit resist. I don't know. Maybe give it a try. Restorative locket gives them 10% spirit resist. A lot of people go, can't think of the item right now. Can't think of the item. There's an item in spirit that people go on pocket all the time that gives you 10% spirit resist as well, but maybe try this as well. Sure, test it out. Restorative locket also grants now plus 1 spirit sprint. Return fire cooldown increased. Okay, so return fire was pretty meta. Okay, its cooldown got increased from 25 seconds to 30 seconds, and the active bullet resistance has been reduced from 25% to 20%. This was being taken on a ton of characters. Very powerful item. Health Nova, spirit power increased from plus 4 to plus 6. Combat barrier, weapon damage reduced from 25% to 22%. Fortitude, health increased from plus 300 to plus 325. Life Strike, heal increased from 55% of melee damage to 65%. So, what's his name? Abrams. There you go. Superior Stamina recovery increased from 20% to 25%. Veilwalker, speed increased from 3 to 4. Majestic Leap cooldown increased from 23 seconds to 26 seconds. Nerf to pocket. Warden uses this too now. A lot of characters receive a small nerf here. Rescue Beam, cast range reduced from 36 meters to 32 meters. Leech, weapon damage increased from 15% to 20%. Leech, spirit power increased from 12 to 18 now. Siphon bullets, HP steal per bullet increased from 45 to 50 now. Spirit items, extra spirit. The spirit power increased from 9 to 10 now. Ammo scavenger, spirit power per soul reduced from 2 to 1. The max stacks are increased from 10 to 20. Take you longer to build it up. Withering Whip no longer grants plus 50 health. Withering Whip now grants plus 100 bullet shield. And cooldown reduced from 26 seconds to 22 seconds. Cold Front. There you go. I found the item. This is the item that a lot of pockets go because pocket starts with minus 15% spirit resist. It gives you spirit resistance, and it gives you a burst, and it slows them. Cooldown reduced from 34 seconds to 28 seconds, so got a buff. Mystic Vulnerability fixed its stacking with Escalating Exposure. Slowing Hex, slow reduced from 30% to 25% now. I would run this on Abrams sometimes too. Cast it on them, free charge, free punch. Improved Spirit. Spirit power increased from plus 23 to plus 28. Improved Burst. Gets another nerf. Max health damage reduced from 9% to 7%. Knockdown. Cooldown reduced from 48 seconds to 40 seconds. Ethereal Shift can no longer end it early. So what are some people were doing where they were popping it, canceling it to get the spirit boost. Now you can no longer do it. Once you pop Ethereal Shift, you're stuck in it for the entire duration. Torment Pulse. Pulse interval is now fixed and does not reduce with cooldown reduction. Good. Superior cooldown now grants plus 100 spirit shield. Escalating Exposure, spirit resist on damage reduced from minus 12% to minus 12%. Escalating Exposure, amp per stack reduced from 6% to 5%. Duration reduced from 15 seconds to 12 seconds. Refresher, cooldown increased a lot. I say a lot, but it's not too bad. Mystic Reverb, slow reduced from 50% to 40%. This is a nerf to Geist. Geist has been running this a pretty good amount. It's really annoying. And here we go. Here are the hero changes. Abrams, base health reduced in lane from 600 to 570. Health per boon increased, though, from 32 to 34. A fixed shoulder charge sensitivity bugs that allow you to turn more than intended. You turn your sensitivity up, and you could turn his shoulder charge really hard or really fast. Can't do that anymore. Seismic Impact now allows for some very minor movement to help nudge around small objects. Bebop. Sticky bomb growth increased from 2.5% to 4% per stack. Sticky bomb now loses 2 stacks on death. Sticky bomb now has 15 max stacks. Hook range increased. Hook now hits enemy troopers, killing them instantly. Fixed some cases where Hook would grab players from around corners. Hyper beam movement slow reduced. Hyper beam duration no longer scales with spirit power. Hyper beam duration increased, though. Uppercut now applies a 15% fire rate slow. In the landing radius for 5 seconds, scales with spirit power. I was talking to Average Jonas in his chat, and they pretty much all agreed that all of this is a nerf to Bebop later in the game. Dynamo, Quantum Entanglement cooldown increased, though, from 12 seconds to 15. Quantum Entanglement 2-3 now also reduces the cooldown by 4 seconds, so they're making it just reduce the cooldown later in the tiers. Fixed Kinetic, Pulse, T2, Tooltip, don't care. Great talent. Arrow cycle time increased from 0.45 seconds to 0.55 seconds. Overall DPS is unchanged, though. Fixed rain of arrows, alternate cast, causing you to hit the ground soon after cast. Fixed guided owl, colliding with nearby objects during cast. Fire rate no longer scales with spirit power, though. Base bullet damage now scales with spirit power. Guided owl, 3-second grace period for kill increased to 4 seconds. Okay. Fixed guided owl grace period still requiring that he gets the kill rather than the target just die. Movement speed no longer scales with spirit power. Base stamina increased from 3 to 4. Be able to get around easier. Here we go. Haze. Fixation max stacks increased from 30 to 40. Fixation T3 reduced from 0.2 to 0.15. Bullet Dance no longer grants the plus 15% fire rate. Bullet Dance base ability now grants 2 targets hit per shot. Bullet Dance base ability no longer grants the plus 25% evasion. And Bullet Dance Tier 3 now grants 40% evasion and plus 2 Bullet Dance speed. Okay. Infernus Catalyst damage amp reduced from 25% to 20%. Catalyst T3 damage amp increased from 15% to 20%. This character should be deleted from the game. He gets some nerfs through the item nerfs that we talked about earlier, but overall, the character kind of remains unchanged. He'll have less sustain now that heals are diminishing. So lifesteal is diminishing now. So he'll be less tanky, but the character is still going to do insane damage. They did nerf toxic bullets. Thank you, God. So he did get a nerf there as well. But overall, not really much done to Infernus at all. The character should be deleted from the game. Okay. Ivy improved default camera position. Take flight control keys are now similar to Vindictus. Fixed some issues with control on take flight when near a wall. Lady Geist fixed a bug that would cause some units to take more damage than intended with Essence Bomb when multiple targets are hit. Life Drain can now be alternate casted on ally heroes. If one of my teammates are messing with me, I can just life drain, Echo Shard life drain them to death. Is that what I can do? Added double tap accidental protection for life drain to help against instant cancelizations. Malice slow duration reduced from 6 seconds to 4 seconds. Good. Malice amp duration reduced from 16 seconds to 13 seconds. Okay, so double nerfs. You can now see how many Malice stacks you have on you as an opponent. So I'm guessing this is going to be like Mirage. Lash, base bullet damage reduced from 10 to 9. Lash has a really good gun. Flog heal versus heroes reduced. Ooh, another nerf? Flog heal versus creeps reduced. Sheesh. Okay. Lash got the triple nerfs. McGinnis no longer has plus 25% spirit resist. No longer that doesn't have that at the start of the game. That's wow. Pocket is going to eat this character. We'll get into Pocket later. Pocket got nerfed again, boys. Now has plus 15% bullet resist, though. Mini turret tier 1 no longer grants plus 1 charge. Mini turrets duration have been reduced from 30 seconds to 24. Mini turrets cooldown reduced from 30 seconds to 24 seconds. Mini turrets health scaling reduced from 30% to 20%. Mini turrets recharge time, though, has been reduced from 5 seconds to 3 seconds. So they're weaker, but they recharge faster. Mini turret's cast range has been increased from 15 to 20, so they'll be hitting more people in fights. Mini turret damage reduction against troopers / neutrals increased. Mini turret damage reduction against objectives increased from minus 60% to minus 70%. Fixed ricochet, not bouncing off of mini turrets. Mini turret spawn time reduced from 1 second to 0.25 seconds. Mini turret attack delay reduced. This is good. Heavy barrage radius increased from 4.5 meters to 5 meters. This is going to help you farm camps easier, stuff like that. Mirage Tornado now uses a range for its travel distance instead of travel duration. Scales with range increase. Okay, very important. Enemies that have already been hit by fire scarabs now let the next scarab projectile pass through them. So when you're in lane firing his scarab, you can, if they're trying to hide behind creeps, hit the creep, throw the next one through it, and it will hit them. Also, Jin's Mark base damage has been reduced from 16 to 12, but Jin's Mark spirit scaling has been increased from 0.4 to 0.55. Jin's Mark reveal duration has also been increased from 2 seconds to 3 seconds. Traveler now causes your camera to move to the destination during the channel. This is, I love. Traveler Tier 1 now has +2 MS, was minus 20 second CD. Yeah, I always thought the Tier 1 was kind of, All right, now the Tier 2 now has the minus 30 second CD. It was the 2 MS. I feel like the 2 MS is better early because when you TP, you're going to be able to get those ganks off guaranteed with that +2 MS. You're going to have a lot of movement speed. Early. Traveler Tier 3 fire rate increased from 20% to 30%. Moe and Krill Combo T1 now grants 30% bullet resist while channeling. No longer grants the minus 28 second CD. So early game, you're going to be able to, if you're in a 1v2, you're going to be taking a lot less damage when you're ulting one of his teammates and the other guy's just sitting there pumping you with his gun. Moe and Krill combo reduced as well from 95 seconds to 75 seconds. So buffs to Moe. Paradox, bullet growth per boon increased here from 0.33 to 0.45. Time wall, bullet duration reduced though. Fixed time wall not being spawned, one looking down while casting. Paradoxical swap cooldown has been increased, so a nerf there. The range has been reduced, a nerf there. The tier 1 of it, of his swap, now reduces the cooldown by 15 seconds. Okay. Paradoxical swap T3 now increases the range by 20 meters. Okay. Pulse grenade radius reduced. Pulse grenade damage amp per stack increased, though. Got to be more accurate with it. Pulse grenade T3 no longer increases damage amp by 2%. Ooh. Pulse grenade tier 3 now also increases the radius by 1 meter per pulse. What? I feel like Paradox in high-level play is very powerful. You hit one ability, and then you swap, and it's a free kill. So, in pub play, this character is going to be... But in pro play, it's really good. It's a weird character. Pocket. Ooh. Shotgun fall-offs start reduced from 22 meters to 16 meters. Enchanter satchel damage now respects line of sight, so you can no longer hit people that are through walls or the veil or stuff like that. Or not the veil, but when they're around corners, mid-boss, and things like that, you have to have line of sight, just like his ult now. So this is a small nerf. Enchanter Satchel now shows an AoE indicator for Pocket while channeling. The issue is that normally you would be throwing your cloak and then hopping into your satchel, and then reappearing at your cloak and exploding the satchel immediately. So I don't really know why I need an AoE indicator. Affliction DPS spirit power scaling reduced, less damage with your ult. Barrage radius reduced, so you got to be more accurate with it early. Barrage T3 now also increases the radius by 2 meters. So when you get your tier 3 increase, you're finally going to get your range back. So earlier, you got to be more accurate. 7's base regen has been increased. Movement speed scaling with spirit has been reduced, though. Lightning Ball tier 3 increased from +1 meter to +2. Shiv, got to see some buffs here. Slice and Dice spirit damage scaling has been increased from 1.2 to 1.3. Oh boy, we're doing work over there at Valve Games. I love it. Slice and Dice tier 1 improvement from -3.75 to -4. Rage decay rate has been reduced from 0.35 to 0.25. 3.5 to 2.5. Rage buffer duration increased from 7 seconds to 12 seconds. How long it stays before it starts to decay. Okay, now here we go with Vindicta, another cringe character that I hate, and I'm sorry if you're a Vindicta player, but I love you. I don't hate you. Vindicta reverted recent fall-off damage changes. Fall-off increased from 58 meters default to 64 meters. Bullet damage growth per boon reduced from 0.79 to 0.55. Flight duration no longer scales with spirit power. Flight T2 now increases flight duration by 6 seconds, though. Flight bonus move speed above base now scales at 50% effectiveness. No longer has -10% base bullet resistance, so less damage in lane from guns. Health growth per boon reduced from 20 to 15. Gun cycle time increased. Stake duration reduced from 2 seconds to 1.75. Assassinate bonus souls are now unsecured, so you can deny them. So if she gets an assassination on your teammates, you can deny. Okay? Just remember that. Shooting while flying now has similar speed impacts as on the ground. Flight air acceleration decreased a little bit. Crow familiar percent damage no longer affects the mid-boss. And here we go. Viscous. This is the Vegas build. Viscous. Goo Ball no longer triggers on-hit effects while in Ethereal Shift. Viscous fixed superior stamina dash count, not working with Goo Ball. Goo Ball stun duration reduced from 1 second to 0.7 seconds. Splatter base damage reduced from 100 to 90. But Splatter tier 2 reduced from plus 70 to plus 60. So nerfs at the base, nerfs at the tier 2. But the spirit damage scaling has been increased from 1.5 to 1.9. For example, Wraith's cards are at 1.1 spirit scaling right now. So Splatter got a 0.4 increase to the spirit damage scaling here. Massive splatters are coming. Okay. Splatter, Echo Shard, Splatter. Fixed instant cast, not working for Puddle Punch. Warden. A lot of people are running Majestic Leap now on Warden. Alchemical Flash cooldown has been reduced. The Alchemical Flash damage has been increased. Alchemical Flash T1 is now +1 stamina reduction. Alchemical Flash T2 now is plus 50 damage. Last Stand channel duration has been reduced, and the range has been increased. I've been seeing people play this in games and running Majestic Leap with it. Oh, man. Fights around mid-boss. Yeah, I think Warden's strong. Warden's strong now. Warden's... They just needed to start running Majestic Leap. It's very powerful. Wraith, card trick spirit scale reduced from 1.2 to 1.1. This is what I was talking about earlier with this and this. Card trick generation via melee has been reduced as well by 50%. So what you would do is you would just melee a lot of creeps to build up your cards very quickly so you could set up a gank with Shadow Weave. Yamato Power Slash cooldown has been increased. Power Slash Tier 2 now also reduces the cooldown by 2 seconds. Okay, so just trade-offs. Shadow Transformation no longer grants you bullet and spirit resist. Shadow Transformation duration has been reduced from 4.5 seconds to 4 seconds. I was watching N8. INN8 is his name, and he was playing it, and he said he didn't see it as much of a nerf. So I would respect his opinion because he's a very good player. Okay. I appreciate you guys watching. I tried to get through it quickly. Hopefully I didn't waste too much of your time. If you want, I stream daily, twitch.tv THump. I will be uploading more videos as well daily. So please be sure to subscribe. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and I'll see you again next time.